What we're going to talk about today is mainly the angel energy and my experiences with angels. I don't care whether people believe me or not. I just do. I know the facts and I'm fine. I just pass them on, and it's up to you whether you feel it's right for you or not. Hopefully, you might find one thing at least in today's talk where you can put it into your way of living, your way of thinking and doing. One thing I need you guys to know too is you can never go far enough with the brain. The brain is who we are. We're not the physical body, that's just the container while we're here. But really focus on the brain and know that that is who you are, and that is what goes home. The brain and the aura. We are protected by the aura, and if we keep ourselves healthy, we have a healthy aura, and that helps the brain be happy. If we're not, the brain's not happy, it will create illness. If we're giving it negative affirmations, the brain will take it down there, and you'll find that you'll have a negative life. But if you give yourself positive affirmations in the brain, it will go to the subconscious, and then the subconscious will help you do whatever way you've put that energy in there. So really, we all are learning to have the affirmations positive. We're all learning that from The Secret. But now we need to know, we thought big then. We really did. We learned to think big. But we're not going to think that anymore. Nobody's allowed to think big anymore, not those in this room. We have to think huge. So realise, the more you open your mind, the more you can help yourself on your journey and others that follow you, that will listen to you. One of the greatest gifts on the planet is a listener. The greatest talent on the planet, because everybody needs one. Everybody needs a good listener. It doesn't matter who you are. You might want to live on your own and be happy on your own. Or you might have a crowd around you where there's no good listeners. One good listener is magic for each and every one of us. So don't be thinking you have to come up on the stage and do all this talking and carrying on like Kawena. Just know that in your journey, just being a mother or a grandmother, if you're a good listener, you are a success. A lot of people say, oh, I'm not successful, I haven't gone up the ladder, I don't have homes or diamonds or a lot of money. If I know that they're a good listener, they are a success. And another way to be successful is to make yourself happy first. This is a hard one I had to learn. I was helping everybody else out there, and in the end, as one lady said, we drain ourselves dry. And in the end, we're down the bottom of the barrel, and some of those are up the ladder. So realise you've got to learn to put yourself first. That way, you will help longer and stronger. If you let yourself go down by wasting your energy on some people that just want to dump on you, let them go. You don't have to fight and argue and tell them to go. Just don't be available. Be available for your own person first. This is your journey. And especially when you come to about, say, 40 onwards. It's usually the ages that come to me. But from 40 onwards, that's your second part of your personal journey. Value it. And value also the amount of amazing energy that the brain has. You open up your brain and think the positive thoughts and start learning your own journey and what you want to manifest. Realise that's the rest of your life. So whatever you want for the rest of your life, you must learn to manifest. Now when you're manifesting, you have to describe what you want. And when you're manifesting, it's a wise move to talk to your angels. If you want their help, you have to ask them. They won't come in and interrupt your life, and they won't do anything unless it's a real in needing something that's going on really bad at the moment. They can help then. But normally, they won't guide us or advise us unless we ask. And some people say, well, I never see angels like you. I never hear angels like you. Angels work with each and one of us differently. Some people see angel energy without realising. Sometimes it's just sparkles in the air. Put your hands up for those that see sparkles in the air. That's angelic energy. See, they're not not bodies like us to see. Sometimes they present themselves like they did to me in bodies, so I could recognise what's going on, because they were guiding me to be the teacher and guide for their energy. So realise they present themselves in any simple way. A lot of people, now people talk about the seeing the cars with the numbers on they understand. You might see a car with a number on that you're starting to look at yourself in your daily journey. That's angelic intervention. That's guidance and showing you the way. They're always there to help and guide. When we ask them, if you can't see them, not often you do, about 10% of us do, talk to the air. Pretend they're there. After a while, it often takes about 12 months. If you just keep talking to the energy on the air, believing you're talking to your angels, in the end, quite a few show themselves. But we don't have to see them to feel the energy. They are there all the time. In this room even, we have quite a few angels blessing us and waiting for orders or requests from you guys. When you go home, you might like to lay down. I find I always get my greatest creative thoughts and ideas from them when I lay down. I would love to sit up at my desk and be writing there what they're saying. I write it afterwards. If you don't write it down, you'll most likely forget their messages. Always. 3 o'clock in the morning, who gets that? They come in with messages at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's because we're quiet. The mind's not in the daily tasks. They won't come in on a messy mind, and that, unless it's urgent, like saving your life or something like that, if it's not your time to go. I had a near accident about maybe 25, 30 years ago, and it was so close. I'll tell you the real one, the second one. I was driving, I drove then, and I was driving up the hill, going near my home, almost home, and a young man was delivering to, I think it was, the pizzas, the pizza, Domino's. He was delivering Domino pizzas. And he came burning over the hill. I couldn't see up the top of it, and burning over, and he smashed into the side of my car, and the car motor slid along, and it started to turn over very slowly. Now put yourself in my head seeing this. I'm in the car hanging on like crazy to watch what's going on, to stop it, and it went past the centre of return. And I held on tightly, being ready to roll down the hill, because it's a very slight high hill. And I got myself all ready, praying, of course, we always do when we get in trouble. So I'm hanging on tightly. Then all of a sudden, the car turned over back. Now, there were people on the pavement outside watching this, and after we got back and I got out of the car, they said they could not believe that car returned from centre point of going over. They could not believe, and even I think it was in some of the magazines and that, all about this near accident. It had to happen, but it brought me back. And I asked my angels at that point that night, why didn't I go? Why didn't we have the accident? And it wasn't my time. If it's not your time, you won't go. Your time to go is written in stone. And that's why a lot of people commit suicide or have car accidents. It's their time to go. It's nothing to do with us. So just realise your angels are there, ready, if it's not your time. So their energy, which is all they are, is pure energy. Their energy got in and brought that car back because it wasn't my time to go. So realise they are there to help in emergencies, but otherwise you have to ask. When you ask and you're manifesting and you're wanting something special, follow your dream, describe what you want. When I was very young, I asked for a block of land. I loved real estate. And I asked for a block of land in the way of progress that I could split up, small acreage. I had this creative idea, you know who, and so they got me one, way out to Whoop Whoop, a horrible block of land. It could be split up, but nobody would ever want it. So I just got rid of that quick as I could, And I asked them with description where I wanted it and how I wanted it to be. And I got the most beautiful block with a lovely house on it, sold those properties, those blocks of land that I split up, and paid the house off. I was quite young then. So realise you must describe what you want. If you want a young man, a nice young man for company, or an old man for company, you have to describe what type of man you want. Otherwise you might get a crappy one. And also explain what you have to offer. People ask for this perfect person, but they're not aware of whether they're not perfect themselves. So let the angel energy know when you're manifesting what your attributes, your good attributes are. So realise when you're manifesting, you must describe. We used to do boards. Do you still do the boards? Yeah. And now you describe on the side what you want. We used to just say what we wanted, like the block of land. And then you put the line. Then on the right-hand side, you draw. I can't draw, so I do stick figures. They're funny. But on the right side, you draw yourself, either signing a cheque at the bank or putting the key in the new house. So make it the energy. Add to their energy. Describe it. Let them know. They know what you want, but they need you to know what you want and ask for it. Now we go back to the brain. The brain is the most incredible creation, God or Allah, whatever you call it, the energy that has ever been made. It's infinite. It can go so far. This is why I say, don't think big. What are you going to think? Shit, they got it. They got it. So if you start to think huge, it will open the brain up, and what you put in your subconscious mind, it will do its absolute best to manifest what you want. And the subconscious mind doesn't have a sense of humour. It doesn't judge. It just does what you put into it. So that's why we try not to think negative. Your angels will come along and help you think affirmations. There's pages there, papers there later on you can pick up. And now we're going to do the aura energy. I can see quite a few auras are a little bit disturbed, not wellness. I don't see any extreme ill health here at this point. Maybe there is, but they're not giving it to me because I'm busy here chatting with you. So just know, if you've got a clean aura because you're healthy, then more messages can come in, the brain is more... Find a chair, love, and sit there. Make yourself comfortable. Is there another chair? So with the aura energy, just make yourself as healthy as you can, and the aura will protect you. It's got the spiritual, it's got the physical, all that is all energy. Absolutely everything on the planet is energy. We all know that now. We're all learning the basics. But just realise, focus on it and make it part of your understanding of your journey, each and every one individual. We all are amazing, incredible creatures. But some of us think, oh, well, we're not doing much in life, we're not very successful. If you learn to care for yourself first and then others, that's true success. And if you want to go to the top of the ladder, when you get there, make sure that you help charity. Whether they pass it on right or not, it's not your business. Your intentions are what makes the difference with the universe. You give them the money, don't worry about what they do with it. Some do the right thing, some don't. We're finding that out. With the fires and things, we're finding that out. But we're starting to get together. People are starting to understand all this wonderful stuff. And a simple everyday person, which I love, is starting to get together to show people how to look after each other. As I said, we truly are as one. Everything of nature, the plants, the flowers, and the trees, the wonderful trees. If it wasn't for the trees, we wouldn't be here. If we didn't have the trees on the planet, we couldn't be here. And some people say, oh, I would rather not be here anyway. But you're stuck with it. Make the most of it. Do your best for yourself first. It's not selfish, it's self-aware. Once you do the best for yourself, you can understand people, pardon me, that are suffering when you're helping guide them or mentoring them. Hands up those that practice mentoring, business-wise. If you're doing the mentoring, it's all the same thing. It's the same for every single one. Every person, every soul is of the same value. So when you go up, make sure you help charity. That is your business, no one else's. Then you will stay. The universe will bring more money to give more to charity, as well as yourself. If you go up the top and don't help charity, what do you think is going to happen? You'll lose the absolute lot. I see a lot of people go up, become millionaires, and all of a sudden overnight, they're down in the street sometimes. Realise, universe observes everything. The angel energy's work is to observe everything. And we've given angels names. We have given them names. They haven't. They have all, I'll put it bluntly, every angel, which is millions of them we know, has the ability to help us create anything we want and be who we are. They are all healers, they are all informers, they are all lessons. So realise, one angel, now we call an angel Gabrielle. Us authors use Gabrielle. All we are doing really is letting them all know we want to know about words and how to put them and how to write our books and where to be guided. So realise, all angels can do it all. And that's one message I got when I was writing I wanted to write a book. I didn't want to, but I was guided to. And that, I look back now, at 80, they guided me to write a book. Now, I look back now and think, I argued with them at that point because I got used to talking to them. And I said, I don't want to write a book. You're going to write a book? No, I'm not. Yes, you are. So that's truly, you'll get that conversations, and maybe some of you already do. You'll get those conversations. You think, oh, it's creative thinking ideas. But creative thoughts have to come from somewhere. And the angel energy is just servants of God or Allah, whatever you like to call it. As again, I say everything is just pure energy, but you tap in to what you believe in, not what others want you to believe in. You be your whole true individual self. There's no two, as we say, even on the trees, there's no two leaves. Billions of leaves on one tree. No two exactly the same. It's just like the human beings. There's even a rose is not perfect. You'll find somewhere inside or under the rose, there's a little mark that's not perfect. Nothing's perfect on the planet, except your crystals. The crystals. Now people say, I don't know, explain crystals to me. Why do I have faith in crystals healing, helping me, and in different ways in my life? What crystals do I have to pick? You choose crystals that you feel affinity with. It might be the ugliest crystal in the shop, but take that crystal because it's the auric energy, and your auric energy are similar to each other. You're attracting each other. It's all a law of attraction in that one. So if you love a certain crystal, claim it, but don't keep it in your bedroom at night. Crystals in the bedroom at night, people say, I can't sleep at night. Why? I just say, you've got crystals in the bedroom. And in the early days, I had to learn to tell people when I was talking that if you take the crystals out and you still can't sleep, put your watch out too, because the watches have the crystals inside. So be aware, the crystals are incredible energy. They're like ourselves. Our soul energy is the most incredible thing we will ever do and ever have, because we're not our human, we are our soul. Our human wants control. It wants to tell us what to do all the time. Human really has a go at us. If we want to go along on the spiritual journey, the human will come in and say, oh, I don't believe in that, or I don't like that, or I don't want that. If you want to go on the spiritual journey, just open up and say, here I am. Talk to your angels. They'll take all the messages back, and people can't understand how simple it is. Don't make it a big deal, but open up those amazing brains. That's what takes most of the water. That's what takes most of the good food. And that's what takes most of the oxygen. It's all for the brain. All this healthy eating and so forth, it's not for the physical. The body can flop around as much as it likes 24/7. So realise the angel energy needs you to understand you are your brain. That's what goes home. So realise and focus. The brain is so, the energy there is so, as I said in the beginning, infinite. So realise, chat to your angels, talk to the air. My mum used to say, she didn't know this stuff, and she used to say, everything's on the ether. And Mum didn't have a clue, but she was guided to say that. And I feel that sort of when I was a little girl, I heard Mum say that. I was about 12. And that stuck in my brain forever. That's why I pass it on. Everything, even the teeniest of insects, it's an amazing world. And one thing, if universe wanted to let this planet go, one big breath and we're gone. People worry about all this viruses and things and all. I'm not going to go into that. I don't do politics. I'd love to, but I'm not going to. So you just look at that in your own way. But what it is doing, and the fires did, as I said, it's bringing people together to want to look after each other, where in the last part of my journey, most of us were trying to get things. We wanted a flash house, a beautiful car, and all that. The things were put out there by the machines so fast, they're trying to get us to buy all this stuff that's in the shops. But we're starting to realise now, each other is the most valuable thing on the planet. All the animals are the most valuable things on the planet. All the plants and all those wonderful trees. Trees have all the information within their trunk and the roots. Down and they go to each other. Trees nurture each other under the ground. They get together with all their roots together. It's amazing if we study all about trees. I advise you guys to have a look on Google or whatever you call it. I'm not good at this stuff. But have a look and learn about trees. And you will be amazed. The trees have the knowledge of everything. And also so do the elephants. And this is only what I hear from my angels. It's just how what I've been guided to pass on to people I talk to. So realise the elephants are the most loving animals on the planet. Dogs come next. The cats are a little bit okay till you let them know that you care for them. And then they'll drive you nuts laying all over you all the time. But be your true self. Don't try to copy anybody else. Even here, only pick what you feel comfortable with, what your body resonates with, what your soul and your mind resonates with. But the one big deal is focus on the angel energy. And in 12 months' time, you may even hear them. They don't resonate voice-wise to more than about 10%. Somebody else said, oh, there's more doing it now, there's more than 10%. No, there's just more people. Although there's going to be a lot less soon, isn't there? But however, focus, learn about angel energy. There's other angel books out there. Maybe go and read what others experience like I do, but you'll find their experience is different. In my book, I've got other people's experiences, and maybe it'll resonate with the experiences you've had, and you start to understand your journey. The fact is, to come here and be in this energy together is a big deal, very big deal. What we're going to do now is talk about our happiness is just a breath away. If you've got these now, I'm going to put you to work. I do this and the throat breathing at every talk. By the third one, it'll get through. Now, we're going to say, we're not going to say it, I feel wonderful, I feel marvellous, I feel great. We're going to say, I feel wonderful, I feel marvellous, I feel great. We're going to emphasise, when you put words down into your subconscious, they just resonate gently sometimes, and they don't go in deep enough to teach you and take you along your journey. So we need to impress that subconscious by emphasising at least one word very strongly. Now I'm going to ask somebody to stand up and say it like I just did the second time. I feel wonderful. And don't be frightened to be loud. We're thinking huge here, not simple. So somebody get up and do this one, first one. Come on, you've got guts to do it. Come on, lady. And now don't forget, really strong.
I feel marvellous.
Keep going.
Oh, and I also feel great.
No, that great wasn't strong enough.
I feel great.
Now the next one. Now, extremely.
I feel extremely happy.
No. We need louder and stronger.
Really louder.
Oh, big time.
I feel extremely healthy.
Doesn't that make a difference? Keep going.
I feel extremely wealthy too.
She's emphasising. Well, you can be wealthy in health and friends and all.
And I also feel extremely wise.
No.
I feel extremely wise.
No. Now, big time, real big.
I feel extremely wise.
So doesn't that impress the subconscious? And they'll think, here you go, this is for you. Now who'll put their hand up and do it? Thanks, love.
Thank you.
Somebody else needs to do it. Come on, darling. Bully for you. Get up. She's doing well. Can you stand up? She can.
I am extremely healthy.
No. You have
I am
to.
extremely healthy.
That's better.
I am extremely wise.
No, a little stronger. You can do it.
I am extremely wealthy.
And the last one.
I am extremely wise.
No. Go for the extremely. I am extremely
I
wise.
am extremely.
Now we've got her. Ray, you did well. So you see what it's all about.
I do.
The subconscious needs to be impressed deeper. We're just doing these normal everyday, I feel wonderful, I feel marvellous. That's not impressing your subconscious. The subconscious isn't a magic energy, but what we put in there and how we put it in makes a difference. Thank you. Can you pass that up for her, darling? For that lady? That's it. Who's next? Good girl up the back here. We got one up the back. Now, really let it out.
I feel wonderful. I feel marvellous.
Well done.
I feel great.
Keep going.
I am extremely...
No.
Oh.
You slip back.
Okay. I am extremely healthy.
That's it.
I am extremely wealthy.
Yeah.
I am extremely wise.
Now, doesn't it feel different, the energy in the room? Don't you see what energy is all about? Energy is beautiful if we embrace it. Energy is beautiful if we allow it. Energy is beautiful if we get the confidence to bring up that beautiful energy and put it out on the air. We are all in the air ourselves, insects, animals, we're all in, as my mum said, we're all on the ether. So really now, we've got to take this one up to that lady. She's my slave. Now on the back there, we're going to have a bit of fun with the angels here. Who can do the throat breathing? Not many. Yeah. Have you been to yoga? No. They teach it at yoga. Yeah. Okay, fine. But I don't think, I'm not sure if they teach why you do the throat breathing. When you go home, you can read all this. You don't need to read it now. You can put them down. Put them down. You don't need, yeah. Focus on the entertainer. Sort of. With the throat breathing, you are breathing with the little muscles at the back of the throat. You'll find that later. You are drawing down inflammation. Our head's tight fit. So when you get inflammation, which comes from the whole body right up to the head, it's dead germs really, inflammation. So you've got that there, and that if it stays up there, that can help create problems from the shoulders up, like those horrible headaches. It's one word. They don't let me remember. Always forget. So horrible migraines. You can get rid of those sometimes, mostly. I'm not an MD. I only share what works for me, so realise that. And a lot of others that learn, as this lady just said, off my Facebook. And make sure you get onto that later. But you're drawing down all that inflammation. And when you swallow, you'll know you're passing tiny little bits through and you let it go eventually. So you will eliminate that horrible inflammation that is pressing up in your head because there's no real space up there to put it. Your brain and everything is tightly fit. So if you do your beautiful throat breathing, it's magic. It's the best breathing on the planet. And I asked my angels, people were being taught by me, but they couldn't quite get their head to the muscles at the back of the throat. So they'd ring up every now and then and say, well, you know, all about it, how do I do it? I didn't know how to show them or tell them. My human didn't get it. So I asked the angels, and my angels said, snore. I said, I can't tell them to do that. I can't tell people to snore. Give me something else. This is how I talk to angel energy. Give me something else. And I got, snore. So I thought, oh well, you're stubborn, I'm going to have to try that. So the next, I went to Cameron Monley's and did a talk there on my birthday, which he usually does. And I said to everybody, snore. And they roared their heads off. They thought it was incredible. Kawena telling them to snore, to do throat breathing. I said, no, come on, snore. So they did. Like little pigs, you know, going to market, they're snoring their heads off. And it worked. They were all amazed at the end of the day. So everybody, snore. I'm sorry, I have to laugh. Snore. That's better. Now you're starting to feel where those little muscles are at the back of the neck. Do a big fat snore. So you see the difference in the sound. It takes 2 or 3 times because you're not used to it. Practice makes it incredible. And that mainly is why I'm always here at this stage of my life. That's why I have so much energy, and I have so much understanding of life, and I have so much passion and caring for others. That is the main key, the main secret to moi, who I am, and what is happening. So if you embrace that learning and you do that, even for this, say for a month, you've got to do the work if you want the best. You can't expect the best if you're going to be lazy. So it's a dedication, it's not easy, but after a while it becomes natural and normal, and the body expects it. Your whole body reacts when you give it the throat breathing more than even the belly breathing. That's good. We learned all that was good. That was thinking big. This is thinking huge. If you want the best in life, you must do the work. Otherwise, just go home, let it go, and maybe teach somebody else and they'll fly up the ladder. Your health will be incredible in a month if you do it every day for a month. Say 3 times a day and half a dozen times each time. Breathing in very slowly. You're going to do a meditation after, but we'll do the belly breathing there because you're not ready for the throat breathing till you go home and practice. Question.
Where do you go to hide to do that?
In the smallest room in the house. Put the lid down, sit there and do it. I'm ready for that. If you haven't got a small room?
Right, yeah. But what if you are somewhere in a shopping centre and it comes into your mind, now I'm going to do it, but where? The loo has lots of cubicles. And if you're going to go in there and snore in there,
You just have
people
to...
will be alarmed.
No, you don't snore. This snoring is only to get you to know how to do it. Today's all you need to do, the snoring. I'll unfold and you'll see what it's all about. And why would you have to do it at the shopping centre? Do it at home.
Because it came in.
Do it at home. Tell them. So I'm not ready here, I want to do it in private.
All right.
Have your conversation.
It's time to go home.
No, truly, it's a good question. It's a very good question. I'd rather have questions than people not get it. What do you want, love?
How do I, panic attacks?
How do you?
I get panic attacks all the time.
Well, after we've done this, you might learn that will help get rid of them. So we're going to train you now to do the throat breathing. So we will do a big snore, and I'll talk to you later. Do a big snore. Now you can feel those little muscles at the back of the throat moving. Well, when you put your mind to that, now when you just do a silent snore, feel where the muscles are. Almost snore, don't quite make it. And it's like the wind coming in and you press it out, the wind going out. If you're getting it, that's it. It's like the wind coming in and the wind going out. You guys are doing it now. You're using those muscles at the back of the throat. Congratulations, they don't always get it that quick. And I think maybe your question may have helped. That's all it is. Just snoring is letting these muscles take the air down, still through the nose. The air still comes through the nose and goes down, and then you pass it through. When you start to swallow, you will know you're doing it right. Until you start to swallow, you're not quite got it. It might take a week or so to practice, but keep practicing. That's the key to it all. Talking to angels, practice. Doing the throat breathing, practice and keep it going until you get it. Angels will help you. You can ask them for guidance. Whatever you want, ask them. But only in accidents will they come without being asked. You must ask for what you want. Otherwise, you're not ready. So what we do now is
So is the breathing through the nose or through the mouth?
No, the breath through the nose. You can have the tongue on the roof of the mouth. And that's all, it's sort of half open and half shut. So your tongue sits on the roof of your mouth. Yeah. That was another good question. I love questions because that helps me unfold and give you what you really need. So you've got your tongue on the roof of your mouth, and now drawing in that wind, take your mind to those little muscles at the back. What you just did, almost snore, but don't. Can you feel the back of the throat drawing down? Isn't it simple? It's simple once you focus and understand. That's why I have to sometimes repeat. So your focus will take in what you need to know. But if you learn that throat breathing, you'll be as healthy as I am at my age, should you stay that long. Sometimes that you will, whether you like it or not. Not everybody wants to be this age. I didn't. I thought I'd be gone long before this.
How old are you? How old?
Everybody yell out how old I am.
91.
Oh, really?
Oh, there's more here know my story than I thought. Wasn't that big? Yeah. And I'm 92 this year. I thought I was going to go about 80, but I never get sick. Oh, I did get sick once, but I very seldom, and I never have pain. I don't know pain. I dropped a heavy thing on my foot 2 days ago. I was going to bring it here, but I changed my mind, a show thing. And the pain for the moment was terrible. And I said to my angels, please take the pain away. I've made a deal, I'll put it bluntly, it's rather cheeky of me. I've made a deal with the Creator that if they keep me free of pain, I'll do the work. And it works. So if you're going to want to come along and help and teach and guide others, you might like to make that deal too, but you need to do the breathing exercises. Unless you get more oxygen in your body, it's not going to help. The body uses up all the oxygen doing what you wanted to do all day. Then when you go to bed at night, the body says, well, where's the extra oxygen? I heal you through the night when it's all quiet. I heal you and get you better through the night, whatever's wrong. Where's the oxygen? So realise at least do your throat breathing before you go to sleep. If you can't, do the belly breathing. It's better than nothing. The body needs the oxygen. But the body's not the main thing. The brain is. So realise your brain is actually who you are and the aura around you. It's all loving energy. There's something else I'll go over here. I want to show you. You can come and get one of these later. But I'm just making sure. My automatic stuff's fine, but if I have to teach you something that has to be organised, I'm not. But this is the hand on healing. Who does hands on healing? Now, how do you put the hands on the body or off the body? Off? Yeah, well, you're halfway in and halfway out. When you are hands-on healing, and everybody has the ability, absolutely everybody has all the intuitive ability, we have everything in the soul, on the soul journey, that we can help heal each other and ourselves. So when you're putting the hands-on healing, my experiences is, even with Reiki, sometimes they teach them to put it right on or sometimes not. But if you have a little space in between, their aura and your aura are both blending, and that gives a stronger healing to both. You're receiving a healing as well. Never just heal somebody else without receiving it yourself. It's a two-way street. Angel energy tells me little things like this so I can pass it on. So you guys that are into the Reiki, do it your way. You can do that. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm just saying what can make it even better. And if you want to be the best, follow along with that sort of information. It's all up to yourself. Do it your own way. But with the raising the breath work, I'm going to show you how to prepare yourself before you do hands-on healing. Rub your hands together gently. You are stirring up the aura, and the aura is our energy. We are our aura. So you're stirring that up now. You can feel things starting to move. And now, pull apart. Gently pulling apart and coming back gently, slowly, feeling the energy in there. Hold a little like that. And you could feel, if it's working for you and you're willing, you'll feel the energy either hot or cold or vibrating. This is your whole personality. Draw it away again. Now bring it slowly forward, and when you can't push it together, stay. You have built up the energy there. This is a practice I do before I do any hands-on healing. I do it at home. So you're getting that vibration and the aura all stirred up there, so it'll be stronger and heal people much better. And also, you're getting a healing as well. So bring it there, and if you can't get it any further, that's where the energy is for you. Well, now try and take it out and see if it stays like that or comes in a little more. Each individual's different. Each energy is different, but it's an amazing thing, this simplicity. And then if you can't, you do that to break it. When you finish, you twist your hands to stop. So all I'm guiding you with that is to let you know how amazing you are, how amazing everyone on the planet is. But not everybody wants to do hands-on healing. And not everybody wants a hands-on healer. But if you're going to do the healing, just know how magnificent that energy is. That's right, she's practicing here to see how far she can go. Some go right up, and that's why they have. Years ago, the praying hands were like that. They weren't like that. If you see praying hands in a statue or a picture, you'll know that they understand that's the aura in the centre. That's the magic of the universe. That's the magic of your angels. So realise that simple little thing today, if you focus on that and believe that, you're halfway there, or maybe 3/4. But you need to get to know how valuable you are on this planet, each and every one. And I'll tell you something, like last time, everybody in this room was guided to come here today to learn something, maybe learn a lot of things, but also mainly to accept the angel energy. Some see the angels, some don't, some hear them, and some just see the signs. And when you see, what you saw this morning, a car sign,
Yeah.
that was magic.
The numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some, yeah. So really, they get their messages through different ways. But if you want to manifest, you must go and ask. They won't manifest unless you ask. Is there any other questions on anything here today? So you're focusing and you're quite understanding. Go for it.
Kawena, I have tried the rubbing the hands and drawing them
Yeah.
apart and the closing them, but I can't feel the energy in them.
Well, what you do, what would anybody think the advice would be there? Ask the angels. Just get together maybe tonight or tomorrow night and ask the angels. Can they help? Because I think sometimes we haven't quite got the confidence in what we're trying to achieve. And that's like not having that little bit of faith in that you can do it. Do you self-sabotage? Do you self-criticise? Good one. Says it's not that. We're just cancelling out what you're not doing. Now just ask them to help you. And you might be amazed, because they love to be asked. And just ask however you look on the ether, or just close your eyes. I do all my stuff with eyes closed. Elizabeth is one of my greatest helpers on the planet. And I've got other helpers on the planet, and Julia and Ermond. They've been such a good backup. You cannot do this journey on your own. You cannot be a success even in yourself on your own. Everybody needs that listener. You'll never be out of work, believe me. If you decide to take it on professionally, being a listener, you'll never be out of work. That's what mentors and guides do. They listen, and then they tell you you're wrong. Do it this way. I'm being facetious there. Go for it.
I feel with guilt all the time. Why is that?
That's because you haven't let go of what you thought you did wrong.
I don't know what I've done wrong.
Sometimes inadvertently we make mistakes. I've done a few mistakes in my life, and I had to just say, well, whatever I've done wrong, I'm letting go. I don't own it anymore. I don't need it anymore. Talk to your angels and ask them to release that guilt. He's one of them. He's an earth angel, we put it that way. I understand where you come from. But no, ask the ether angels. Ask God's assistance. That's all they are.
I left Victoria to come up here,
Yes.
and I felt guilty because I've got a daughter down there. Why do I feel guilty? I had to get out of cold Ballarat.
Do you like it better up here?
Yes,
Well, stop feeling guilty.
thank you.
So that's an order.
Thank you.
Stop, you don't need to. She's fine.
I know she is.
And she's got to run her life her way, and you've got to run your life your way. If you make yourself happy, it'll rub off on others. We become a good example to show others we come first.
Yeah. And
I was there, I've done it.
I'm sure that is why I have panic attacks,
Yes, it is, mainly.
and they are driving me mad.
It's mainly. But you can gradually, you won't let it go overnight. The throat breathing, everything that comes from the soul journey, that's where that comes from, all the throat breathing. The oxygen's all the soul journey. Once we lose it, we go home, the soul takes it away. It does.
I needed you to talk to this morning.
Once, I know, there was no time, was there? But you're fine.
I'm fine.
You'll find, but deal with it a little bit at a time. Don't think it'll be overnight. It usually takes, see, natural healing's slow. They'll give you drugs and take your pain away, but it'll make other things go wrong if you take them long enough. But you just take it quiet, take it slow each day, try your throat breathing, and then feed your subconscious mind. There's affirmations, pages of them over there. Anybody can take them home on the table, come and get them later on. Make sure you take, those affirmations, if you repeat them when you start to feel bad, you'll be subconsciously on the you'll be putting, and that will help you be stronger in this. The brain is the mind is the brain. That's who we are. I cannot impress anybody enough that that's who we are. This is not who we are. That's why it doesn't matter what colour, what size, how tall or short, as long as we're tidy with our container.
So this is exactly what I needed today.
Yeah. Well, that's why we were guided to come today. Your son knew what you needed.
Sorry?
Your son knew what you needed. Otherwise, he wouldn't have brought you. He's been guided by his angels to bring you. But you said yes, you didn't have to. So think about it. You did very well, young lady. Tell them how old you are.
I'll be 84 in May.
Isn't she amazing?
Yes.
I wouldn't have thought she was 84. So congratulations. So inside is pretty good. It's just that one little niche in the corner there that you haven't been able to squeeze out. You don't need that, and your angels don't need that. And that's the main reason you're here today. So a little bit at a time, letting go, and ask them for the help. Always ask them. They're so anxious to help, and we don't ask. So give them plenty of work to do. They love the work. Don't leave them silent. There's millions anyway, so they've all got the ability. People think, oh, one angel's got this and one. Man created all those names, but what it does, having those names for what we want, it gives them, whoever wants to come forward and help us and guide us. So don't be frightened to use your names for your angels. It's all the same. My name, main angel, is Aliel. Now, when you're talking to your angels and you want a name, it just gives us humans something to think about, that we're connecting with them. The human in us wants evidence. So if you ask for your angel's name, whatever comes in first, it might be a stupid name. One of mine's Ted. So don't argue with them. That will get what you want, the angel and what the energy. They don't care what their names are. Man did that years ago. He made names for angels. They didn't give us names. Well, that's only what I'm told by my angels. Others will argue with that. I don't care. I know my beliefs and I'm happy with that. And it's helped me be able to help others. And that's what this is all about. As you guys start to feel that you're improving and you're feeling happier, basically, then you'll be able to share and show others, especially the children. They're starting to teach the children meditation in the schools. I think that's so amazing. Even in England, they're starting to teach them how to breathe properly. The pure oxygen is the trees breathe out the oxygen and we give them the crappy stuff. We breathe out the negative energies to the trees. They rearrange it into oxygen. It's amazing the energy we have between us and the trees. Without the trees, we could not exist.
Well, can I just ask you
Yes,
a
love.
question?
Go for it.
You're an angel. Can I have you as my angel, Kawena?
No, this is different altogether. This is God's helpers. We're earth angels, if you want to say that. But that's not, yeah, we are here to help how we feel, the general public, and teach others. But no, you have to ask his helpers. And guides. There are guides that have gone across, sometimes they can help. But I go to the top, I go to the angel energy, and it works for me. It's helped me, it points me to where I need to get more information, try that out, and then pass it on. I do learn out of books and all, and I'll try it first before I'll teach it. I don't like curriculum. I never did. They should teach the children how to be true to themselves. They should teach the children what talents they've got. They should teach the children how to be happy. But that's, I'll end up in politics, so I'll shut up. But that's only my opinion. So, you know, you might like the education's fine, but they have not advanced it. Everything's changed but the education. You notice that? Everything's changed, but they haven't, the curriculum's still mainly the same. And they found out a lot of that, what they taught us in history, I'm back in politics, who cares? A lot of what they taught us in history wasn't true. The facts, the dates, and they're finding out with studying and going back because they can now. The information's there. Half of what we were taught was not true. So there you go. So any more questions? Bless you. Go for it, love.
Crystals in the bedroom.
Crystals in the bedroom, some are okay. You might have a healing crystal with a point at the end. And point. If you've got a healing crystal, that's fine. And the best ones there are the clear quartz crystal. And if you've got a rainbow in it, I won't have any of mine without rainbows. All my crystals, my crystal quartz, clear quartzes and that, they've all got rainbows in them. In my healing room where I mentor and guide, you'll find all my crystals, clear quartz, have got rainbows. I just love it. I don't know why, it's just personal. But yes, otherwise, if you can't sleep, kick them out.
If you don't feel like you have any sleeping issues, are they okay in there?
Beg yours?
If you don't have sleeping issues, are they okay in there?
Yeah. Yes, they're wonderful. If you can sleep all right, keep them, yeah. But what I find too, re-energise your crystals in the moonlight. We've found out that if you put them out in the sun, they gradually fade. And when the colour goes, the energy goes. So wherever, now we come back now, you're right there with that? She's a good girl. So we're going to look at another way of having beautiful energy. These days they're finding out that colour is an energy. Where we used to have, we weren't allowed, we used to wear plain clothes, greys and blacks and fawns and all. We were considered cheap. in my early days, if we wore coloured clothing. Now, the brighter the colours, everybody feels lovely. We found out colour is a pure energy. So don't be frightened to have colours in your home. At least people visit, straight away they're lifted. But make sure they're not offensive colours. Some are very heavy. But the light colours are beautiful. So realise colour is a great energy in your life. If you want it, I can't tell you what to do, but we find out, me and a lot of others, if you've got colour around you, it lights up the energy and the aura, it really reacts to the bright colours. And there's always the music as well. Music comes towards you. People think it goes up and down. It comes towards you into the auric energy, and when the aura feels great, the energy in the mind and the brain, everything settles, and every nerve end and every cell in the body reacts to beautiful music and beautiful colour. So if you bring those two things into your life, that's why meditation music calms us and makes us feel good. So at this moment now, I'd like you to put everything down. You're going into meditation. I think you need it. You've been focusing longer than that's average. I find that if you put your hands back into the creases above the thighs, it puts your shoulders back and opens up the lungs more to get more energy. So always be aware of that. You're back in the thighs and up to receive healing if you want. Some people don't want to do it, doesn't matter. But realise now, as you feel your shoulders have gone back, doesn't that feel nice when those shoulders go back? Now drop the shoulders. Even trying to do things or think, when you focus, the shoulders are up high, you're not relaxed. So drop the shoulders and then let them find their own where they should be. So close your eyes only gently, very, very gently. Never squeeze the eyes. Now breathing in, just gently to the count of 4, then holding to the count of 4, slowly breathing out to the count of 5. Resting for a while and breathing gently normally. Start feeling the calm energy flow through your body, around your body, and through your mind. Feeling so relaxed is just what we need. To be relaxed and to be at ease, absorbing everything that's been told and feeling calm. Now breathing gently in again to the count of 4, very slow, and then holding to cleanse those beautiful lungs, and breathing out slow and gently to the count of 5. Again now we'll do that one more, bringing the calm in slowly, allowing yourself to feel wonderful. Not holding at this point now, just breathing out, letting go of all the nervous, negative energies. We'll do one more, breathing in that calmness. Now holding to cleanse those lungs. Now allowing it to flow out, all slowly and gently. Now letting go and breathing normally. Feeling at ease, making sure those shoulders are dropped again. Even focusing on meditation can make them strong. You don't need that. Quietly now, squeeze your toes gently. Hold and let go. Squeeze the thighs gently and the calves, holding and letting go. Coming up, squeezing the buttocks gently, holding and letting go. Now coming up to the shoulders, the arms and the fingers, and just a very gentle squeeze of the muscles. Holding a little bit and now letting it all flow away. Feeling yourself in a calm, gentle, quiet space. This is your space, and you will be using your imagination to find yourself in a forest, a beautiful forest with beautiful trees. Describe your trees mentally. What do your trees look like? You see these trees all standing, some are tall, Some are short trees. Some are very full of leaves and some have hardly any. This is your tree, your forest. Focus on one special tree. And go in your imagination and you see yourself sitting by that tree. It's a beautiful energy that's flowing from that tree. It chose you. You didn't choose it. It's pulled you through its own energy, its own vitality. So you're sitting down now. You've had a hug of your tree, and now you're sitting down in between the roots of the tree. And you're feeling the energy, any information, any connection with your angels while you're with your special tree in your own personal meditation. Describe. It is always right to describe what you see in your own imagination. If you go to sleep, that's fine. Everything still goes through into subconscious. Allow yourself to be at ease and seeing the happiness, feeling the happiness as you connect with your forest and your beautiful tree. It is a stunning tree. You described it. Has it got millions of leaves? Or is it a sparsely leaved tree? You might even have flowers on your tree. They don't always have to be green. Or maybe there's fruit on your tree. Think about it. Put it in to your imagination. Describing. Everything needs to be described to find the reality of your tree and your special forest. Quietly now, time to leave the tree, get up and walk through the forest. And down the end of the forest, you will find a fallen tree trunk. It's a dead old tree trunk, and that has fallen over for years. Step across the tree trunk, and you will find a little deer on the other side. That little deer is going to sit next to you while you sit on the tree trunk and look ahead. Describe what you see with a beautiful waterfall. This is your waterfall. You describe it. It's coming down the side of the hill. And as the sun shines on it, you get a huge, big rainbow. It's the most beautiful, most powerful coloured rainbow you have ever seen. Your imagination can describe it so well. This is your rainbow. And feel blessed as you see this beautiful rainbow. It's time now to come back out of your forest. Allow yourself to slowly come back out. And coming back into the room to the count of 10 very slowly, down to 9, down to 8, feeling the calm, down to 7 and 6, stay a while, don't be in a hurry, coming down to 5 and 4, and being conscious of the angel energy, down to 3 and 2 and 1, and when you're ready, come back into the room. Who went to sleep?
I nearly did, but
Yeah.
then I come back out of it.
You didn't want to? Yeah. I often go to sleep halfway through mine, but I know it all goes into the subconscious. It never sleeps. Subconscious never sleeps. So who feels calmer and more relaxed? Now what happens there, people come to me and say, Kawena, I can't meditate. And I remember when I couldn't meditate and I had to learn. My mind used to be all active. The monkeys would run around cooking dinner tonight or getting the kids back from school or what we're going to do next or what we've done in the morning. The mind doesn't let go because the human wants control. Our human always wants control. Till you get connected with what you believe in, then it can't have control. You can only let it have control when you want it. Your soul wants that control. So what we've done here, we've done the breathing in and out, and that takes your mind away a little bit, if you remember, a little bit, and then we did the relaxation of the muscles. We went through the relaxing, tightening the muscle. So the mind went over a little bit further away from today's troubles and worries. So your mind then is following what you want to meditate with. You've got to give it something else to think about. It's simple. I had to learn it. I didn't know any of this till I learned. So realise if you're on track and anything today you want to follow, you're on track. There's nothing here today that's damaging. But I do let everyone know I'm not a medical doctor. I only come from my true experience. And I like to think I am proof of what I do, what I teach. And if people agree with that, they're most welcome. And if anybody wants to come to me for mentoring, put your name and address down on the paper there. There's a board there, or not name and address, your name and your phone number. I'm good with my work, but not with details. And if you want books, they're on the table. Julia, she'll look after you. I want to say thank you, Julia, for all your help and guidance. And this lass here, thank you for your help. Oh, Ermund, if anybody needs somebody to do what he does, he's a marvellous young man. You can trust him. He's on the spiritual journey big time for a young one. Some are wise when they're very young. Some take it, like me, till I'm about 60. I didn't have a clue of what it was all about. I was never a churchy person. But then when I learned to sing, I learned to sing at 50, and I learned about the oxygen, how well I felt. And then I wrote the book about it later. But I didn't really learn until about 65 that I was on a spiritual journey. I had no idea about spiritual journey or angels or anything. I had no idea. But once I got it, I grabbed it. I found out that life is so more incredible than we think is just general everyday stuff. Looking after the kids or going to work making the money. We have to go inside. Once we go inside and find out the magnificence that is there with the power of the brain, you can learn anything you want if you give it a chance. Ask the angels for help and guidance, and you'll be amazed at the answers that you get, and you'll be amazed at how much they will help you when you ask. We are not alone. They're there, but they need to be asked. But you need to know what you want to have those questions ready. And I find if I write down any creative thoughts and ideas I get, I remember them. If I don't, half of them I forget. Because what happens here is, if the angels give you a creative thought and idea and you don't claim it, they'll take it somewhere else and give it to someone else, because they don't waste any energy. No energy, good energy, especially with angels, is wasted. And you'll see somebody's created something and made millions of dollars with your idea. You'll think, I thought of that, but I didn't claim it. So make sure you claim that amazing idea. Whether you use it or not, it doesn't really matter. It's just that angels know that you have faith then, that you can do whatever you... Be so amazed at the power of the mind, because that's all, truly, all we are. So as I said, I've got my daughter, Elizabeth. She's helping me at home in the background all the time. And I've got my little lady here, Julia, and I've got Ermund over here, and I've got Sonia, she's in the background with my bookwork. So I realise there's others helping me as well. I can't name them all, I'd be here all day. So I realise, don't try and do the journey by yourself. Allow other people to feel good too, because when they help us, they feel good like we feel when we help others. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming. If you need any books, Julia will look after you. But we're going to have a cup of tea now and just intermingle, share your cards with business cards with each other. That's how we help these days. It's a business world, so don't think you can't promote yourself. And I feel happy when I know people are getting together and looking after each other. So take care and look after yourselves.